Welcome to the space where reflection meets accountability, where real conversations challenge the way we think, speak, and show up in the world. This is a place for growth, mentally, spiritually, and emotionally. So take a breath, slow down for a moment, and let's get into today's reflection. Welcome, everybody. I want to thank you for joining me today. Whether this is a fresh voice for you or one that is familiar that you haven't heard in a while, I want to introduce myself. I am your host, Rosie, long-standing known as the RPX from the Rosie Porter Experience. I want to welcome everyone who has been part of this journey. If you've been rocking with me since the days of X Radio, then you already know we had a beautiful run. 7 years of building, creating, connecting, and putting energy out into the world. 7 years of voices, ideas, culture, and community moving through a single frequency. But life has a way of calling you to evolve. And when that call comes, you have two choices, my friends. You can hold on to what's familiar, or you can answer it. A few years ago, I chose to answer it. I stepped into what I call an elevation mission. Not because anything was broken, not because the chapter wasn't meaningful, but because growth demands movement. And one thing I've come to understand is that growth is not linear. It doesn't move in straight lines. It spirals. It pauses. It stretches you. It humbles you. And sometimes it asks you to step away so you can see more clearly. These past few years have been about that process. They've been about building new projects, expanding the collective, planting seeds not only in the community, but within myself. Because real change doesn't just happen around you, it happens inside you first. And I've learned something powerful along the way. The one thing that stays constant in life is change. When you really accept that idea, something shifts. Instead of resisting change, you stand firm inside of it. You let it ground you. You allow it to become the foundation you build from. From that place, something incredible happens, and you begin to co-create new narratives, new visions, new possibilities. And when you stop resisting change, energy begins to move freely. Creativity flows. Connections deepen. The path forward starts revealing itself in ways you couldn't have predicted. But let me be clear about something, guys. This journey is not for the weak. It takes courage to walk into the unknown. It takes courage to leave comfort behind. It takes courage to sit with discomfort, uncertainty, and transformation. But inside that discomfort is where the real work happens. Every challenge strengthens you. Every moment of uncertainty teaches you something about yourself. Every risk builds resilience. And resilience becomes confidence. Not the kind of confidence that says you have all the answers, but the kind that says you trust yourself to figure it out along the way. That's the energy we're moving with now. Guys, it's so friggin' amazing. This next chapter isn't about projects. It's about evolution. It's about community. It's about building spaces where ideas grow, where creativity circulates and where people feel empowered to step into their own elevation missions. Because the truth is, none of us are meant to stay the same forever. We are meant to expand. We are meant to transform. We are meant to outgrow the versions of ourselves that once defined us. And when we embrace that process fully, we don't just change our lives, we change the narrative. So if you're here, if you've been part of the past, the present, or what's coming next, just know this: the journey continues. The energy is still moving. The collective is still growing. And the seeds we're planting today are going to shape the future in ways we can't even imagine yet. So stay open, stay courageous, and most importantly, stay evolving. So what does all this mean, right? The real question is, what comes next? What's next is expansion, guys. Not just expansion in size, but expansion in intention. Expansion in creativity. Expansion in the ways we connect with each other and build something meaningful together. The next phase is about creating platforms that go deeper than content. Spaces that amplify voices, ideas, and innovation within the community. Spaces where people don't just consume, they participate, collaborate, and grow. Growth, guys. We're on a growth mission. We're moving towards building a living ecosystem. An ecosystem of creators, thinkers, artists, entrepreneurs, and visionaries who understand that culture isn't something you just watch. It's something you build together. What started as a broadcast is evolving into something multidimensional. New conversations, new collaborations, new ways to bring people together. There will be projects that push creative boundaries. There will be gatherings that spark ideas. There will be innovatives that invest back into the community that helps shape this journey from the beginning. Because the next era isn't about doing more of the same. It's about building infrastructure for creativity and growth. It's about creating opportunities for the next voice to be heard, the next idea to be born, the next wave of culture to rise, guys. This is something bigger. And that means thinking bigger than a single platform. It means connecting media, community, creativity, and purpose into something that has lasting impact. We're entering a time where independent voices matter more than ever, where authenticity cuts through the noise, where communities are looking for spaces that feel real, intentional, and rooted in something deeper. That's where we're going. We're not chasing trends, but cultivating vision. We're not forcing momentum, but building solid foundations. The seeds planted during these past years are beginning to grow. Some of them are visible already, and others still beneath the surface, developing quietly, preparing for the right moment. But, guys, listen, make no mistake, the movement is definitely happening. And the next chapter will be shaped not just by me, but by everyone who believes in the power of evolving together. Because the truth is, none of us are meant to stay the same forever. We are meant to expand. We are meant to transform. We are meant to outgrow the versions of ourselves that once defined us. And when we embrace that process fully, we don't just change our lives, we change the narrative. So if you're here, if you've been part of the past, the present, or what's coming next, just know this: the journey continues. The energy is still moving. The collective is still growing. And the seeds we're planting today are going to shape the future in ways we can't even imagine yet. So stay open, stay courageous, stay connected, and most importantly, stay evolving. The signal was never lost. It was evolving. From X Radio, we rise, elevate, and glow. Thanks for listening. Until next time, stay aware, stay grounded, and keep growing. Elevate and glow.